Today I'm going to lead you through a heart-opening, chest-expanding flow. It's going to be a little energetic, strong practice, but modify where you need to. It's for about an intermediate level. Take any modifications or advancements that you feel necessary for your body. It's coming into the holidays, so I thought it'd be nice if we started with a little something to open our hearts up and maybe cultivate a sense of gratitude. Now, if you have a block, please grab it. If you don't have a block, maybe a pillow or a blanket, something you can put just directly behind your shoulder blades. And I'm just going to ask you to come and lay over it. So you're going to place it kind of at where the back of your heart might be. You still want your head to be able to hit the floor. Your feet are either soles on the mat, or you can bring your soles of your feet together for Supta Baddha Konasana. Your hands can rest on your belly, or you can take them and clasp your elbows, extending your arms over your head. Gently close down your eyes and come to your breath. Just notice the inhale and exhale as you breathe in and out. Take a big, deep inhale through your nose and let it out through your mouth. Do that again. Now on your next big inhale, purse your lips and allow your exhale to come through your nose. Start to deepen your breath, actively making your exhale a little bit longer than your inhale. If Ujjayi breath is in your practice, feel free to take it. If not, don't worry about it. Take another couple of breaths here. Let go of your grip and gently roll yourself to one side or the other, removing that block from underneath your back and popping it to the side. Good, now coming up to a tabletop position. So we have your shoulder in line with your wrist and your hip in line with your knee. We're just going to do some cat-cows here. So some spinal articulation, just to get the spine really nice and warmed up. Push the mat away here so you're not sinking down. Activate through your body. This is an active workout. Inhale. Look up, push your belly down towards the mat. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale. Exhale. Feel free to put some movement in your spine here if you need, rolling out through your hips. Take another couple of cat-cows. Now I want you to take your knees about mat's width distance. Here's your child's pose. It's a rest pose for you at any time you need. Your bum is reaching down towards your heels. Your hands are outstretched in front of you, and your forehead is down onto the mat. Now I want you to think about making this an active posture now. So I want you to actively push all 10 fingers into the mat, creating a little bit of an arch in your palm. See how that turns on your biceps, your triceps, and the back of your shoulders. Good. Now engage through your core, tighten through your glutes, and feel your pelvic floor switch on. Good. Take another breath here. Push yourself forward into tabletop. Now we're just going to do some thread the needles here. So taking our right arm up to the sky, inhale, look up. Exhale, dive your hand through. Follow your hand with your gaze. Inhale up. Exhale, twisting the spine. You want to make sure your hips are still facing the mat and they're not following your shoulder. We're getting a nice twist here through our thoracic, our upper back. On this next one, I want you to drop your ear and shoulder down. Good. Take that left hand and reach for that right thigh. And just breathe here. If this is uncomfortable, release that bind. The binds in this practice are completely optional. Plant that left hand back down. Reach that right arm back up for one last reach to the sky. Good. Reset and move to the other side. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, reach through, threading the needle. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale. On this next one, I want you to stay at the bottom here. Drop that left ear down. Reach that right arm up if it's available for you. Good, plant that right palm down if it's not already there. Push yourself back up, one big twist back up to the front, and back to center. We're gonna set up for our first downward facing dog. Your palms are facing towards the front of the mat, about shoulder width distance. Push down, actively pushing into that index finger and that thumb. You're gonna take your bum up to the sky in an inverted V. Good. Push the mat away, wrap your triceps back, and put a big bend in your knees. Breathe here. Relax through your neck. Now walk your hands back to meet your feet at the back of the mat. Take your feet to about mat's width distance. And I want you to put a big bend in your knees here so that your torso is on your thighs. However much of a bend you need to put in your knees to get there, go ahead and do that. Allow your head to relax and everything to melt down towards the mat. take these hands and clasp them behind your back and allow the weight of the shoulders and hands to pull you forward more towards the midline of the body. Take a couple of breaths here. Release that grip. Now I want you to slowly roll up, articulating one vertebra at a time, stacking each of your 33 vertebrae one on top of the other so that your head is the last to come up. Good. Let's just reset here. Your feet are about hips width distance. There's even pressure through all four corners of the feet. Your legs are strong. Your shoulders are back. Your gaze and your face are soft. Trickle down and walk out so that you're in a plank position. Now I really want to set this up for you. So again, we want our shoulder over our wrist. Drop down to your knees here. Tuck your toes under so that you're ready to come up to the full variation. We have a nice diagonal from the tip of my head down to my knee. My core is engaged. I'm pushing the mat away. My legs are strong. My glutes are turned on. Now when you're ready, reach up and you're in the full variation here. Think about pushing the mat away, doming up through your back. Good. Hold it here. Breathing in and out through the nose. If this is hard on your wrists, you can make a fist. You can use your blocks, or you can modify in tabletop. Good. Now I want you to shift forward, drop to your knees, wrap your triceps in, and lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Good. Untuck your toes. Inhale for a baby cobra here. So plant those tops of the feet into the mat and lift up on an inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Now spider your hands here, make like little suction cups, and we're just gonna roll from one side to the other. Inhale up. Exhale down. Your back extension should feel like that, an extension. No crunching or pain. Inhale. And release. Now I want you to bring your hands underneath your shoulders and push up to your full extension. It doesn't matter if it's here, it's here, it's here, or if you want to go all the way up into upward facing dog and you're ready, be my guest. Wrap your triceps back. Open your chest up towards the front of the room. And breathe here. Your legs are strong, supporting your posture. Good. Release back to child's pose. And push yourself into downward facing dog. Good. Looking forward here, tippy toe up to the top of the mat. Halfway lift here, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Roll up one vertebra at a time here. Good. Set yourself up. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Cactus your arms and open your chest up to the sky. So you're getting a mini back bend, a mini chest opening here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, float down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your palms, step back. You're in your plank position, either on your toes or on your knees. Shift forward like you're peering over the edge of the mat. Come down no more than halfway. Flip onto the tops of your feet.
and come up into upward facing dog.
Push back to downward facing dog. Stay here for 3 breaths. I will cue upward facing dog and downward facing dog, but it is your practice. You can take cobra, you can come through child's pose, tabletop, or you can skip them all together. Good. From downward facing dog, looking forward, make your way back to the front of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale, strong spine. Forward fold, exhale. Reach up on an inhale. Hands to heart center, exhale. Close down your eyes here. Breathe. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus the arms, open your chest up towards the sky. Inhale, reach. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Plant your palms, move through your version of vinyasa. So if you're coming on your knees, shift forward, drop, wrap your triceps in all the way down to the ground. Cobra. Back through child's pose or downward facing dog. Good. Breathe here. Looking forward, step, hop, or jump to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Bring your 2 big toes together, a little bit of separation in your heels, and you're going to sit down into your chair pose. It's like you're sitting in a chair, literally. If you need more space for your hips, you can take your feet wide. Otherwise, come with me here. Sink deep. Knit those ribs in so that they're not flaring out. Wrap your hips like you're actively wrapping your muscle around your outer hip. Squeeze your inner thighs together and sink a little bit deeper. You can bring the hands to heart center as well. Inhale. Exhale, sink deeper. Inhale, elongate through the crown of your head. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. We're almost there. Inhale. One more. Inhale, shoot yourself up. Forward fold. Halfway lift here, strong spine. Plant your palms. Move through your vinyasa. On your next inhale, take that right leg up to the sky. Bend at the knee. 3-legged dog here. Roll out through the ankle. Drop that right foot to meet the left. And do the same on the left. Left leg up to the sky. Inhale. Bend at the knee. Roll out through your ankle here. Try to keep your hips and shoulders in line with the mat here as much as possible. Good. Drop that left leg down. Let's flow, shall we? Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Exhale, knee through to nose. Right foot, right thumb. Warrior 1, drop that left foot down, about a 45-degree angle here. Make some space for your hips. Nice bend in that knee. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Sink a little bit deeper into this front leg. Clasp
clasp your hands behind your back. Inhale, open your heart up to the sky. Exhale, humble your warrior.
You're trying to get that chest and that shoulder to nudge into that inner thigh. Good. Breathe here. This is a strong posture. Actively make sure you're pushing that right knee in so it's not splaying out. Sorry. Push that right knee out so it's not falling in. Good. Think about squeezing your inner thighs together and feel your entire leg switch on. One more breath here. And inhale, come back up to standing. And open out into your warrior two. So shift your feet. So you have heel to arch alignment. Your back foot is parallel to the mat and your front foot is perpendicular. Your arms are out in front of you. And your gaze is over your middle finger. Inhale, think about elongating. Exhale, sink deeper. Inhale. Exhale. I know this is strong. Good. Flip your palm. Reach forward. Inhale. Reverse your warrior. Good. Plant your palm. Frame that front foot. And come through your vinyasa. Inhale. Open your chest. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Straight away, left leg up to the sky, inhale. Knee through to nose, exhale. Left foot, left thumb. Drop that back foot, warrior one. That back foot is facing kind of diagonally. Although the first in the warrior series, I find it to be the most challenging for my particular body. Clasp your hands the wonky way, the way that feels weird. Open your heart up to the sky and fold on an exhale. Humble your warrior. Try to nudge that shoulder in between that thigh. You might not make it, you might. No judgment, just relax into this posture here. Allow your upper body to relax while your lower body stays super strong and active. One more breath. Good. On your next inhale, come up, release. Exhale, open out to warrior two. Good. Take your gaze over your middle finger and see if you can give some strength and ease to this posture. Where can you strengthen? Where can you soften? One more big breath in. Exhale. Flip that palm. Reverse your warrior. Inhale. Frame your front foot and come through your vinyasa or straight back to downward facing dog. We're here for 3 to 5 of your own breaths. Really set this up with purpose. Tuck those ribs in. Good. You're actively trying to melt your heels down to the mat. It doesn't matter if your heels actually touch the mat. It's the energy you're sending out through the tips of your heels. Look to the top of your mat. Step, hop, or jump. Halfway lift here. Forward fold, exhale. Bring the tips of those toes together. Sit down into your chair pose here. Take your arms overhead. This time I want you to cactus your arms. Lift yourself up on an inhale. Fold down to the mat. Halfway lift here. Plant your palms. Flow through your vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Exhale, knee through to nose. Right foot, right thumb. Plant that back foot, coming up into warrior one. Inhale. Clasp your hands behind your back. Exhale. Inhale, open your chest towards the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, come back up. Release that grip. Windmill your arm out into warrior two. Flip your palm. Plant your palm, frame your foot. Come through chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg up to the sky, inhale. Knee through to nose. Left foot, left thumb. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, clasp your hands the weird way. Open your chest up. Forward fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, open yourself out to warrior two. Flip that palm. Reverse your warrior. Frame your foot. Flow through your vinyasa. Or skip it and go straight back to downward facing dog. Drop your knees here as wide as the mat. Come to a child's pose. Rest your forehead on the mat. Your arms are out in front of you. We're going to run through that one more time. I want you to think as we're flowing through it, it's sort of like a meditation or a dance. Allow it to be your own and your own body and breath to guide the movement. Push yourself back to downward facing dog. Look forward, step, hop, or jump to the front of the mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold, exhale. Bring those toes together. Sit down into your chair. Cactus your arms, open your chest. Inhale, reach up. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Flow through your chaturanga or straight back to downward facing dog. There's no right or wrong here. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Exhale, knee through to nose. Right foot, right thumb. Drop that back heel. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, open. Reverse your warrior. Left leg up to the sky. Knee through to nose, left foot, left thumb. Inhale.
Inhale back up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, over.
Back to downward facing dog or child's pose. And breathe here. Let go of all of that. Breathe. Plant your palms firmly into the mat and meet me into downward facing. Meet me in downward facing dog if you're not already there. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Knee through to nose, right foot, right thumb. We're coming up into crescent lunge here. So you're pushing into your four corners of that front foot. You have a nice bend in the knee. You can put in a bend in that back knee if there's an arch in your spine. Otherwise, make that leg super strong. Good. Raise those arms overhead. If you're having trouble with your balance, make sure you're not on a tightrope, but your feet are on train tracks here. Now take your left arm forward, your right arm back, and you're just twisting over that right knee. Good. Inhale, back up. Sink a little bit deeper into your crescent lunge. Now we're binding, guys. You can leave this out, of course. Grab your hands behind your back, open that chest forward, shoot yourself into that front leg. You're coming into a bound warrior three position. This is very strong. If you need to release your grip, you can. But if you can keep it, keep it. Flex that back foot behind you. Your legs are super strong here. You're trying to keep your hips towards the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Start to release slowly down so you're in a standing split. You can take your hip open or close your hip, whatever is more comfortable for you. If you want a challenge, you can clasp your hands behind your back and really play with your balance here. Otherwise, just breathe into it. Good. Now drop that back foot down so you have your warrior two legs here. Side angle pose. Take your right forearm to your right thigh. If you have the full variation, you can take your hand down to the mat, and that left arm is reaching overhead. Now, if you can, reach that arm behind you and grab onto that right thigh. If full bind is in your practice, bound ankle pose, you can grab underneath, opening your chest up towards the side. Keep those legs super strong. Wherever you're at today, just honor it. Open that heart up to the side. Your gaze is wherever your neck allows. Plant that left palm down. Come into Vashisthasana side plank. If you need a variation, drop that left knee down. There you are. If you're coming into the full variation, come with me. Push your hips up. Make sure your hips aren't splaying down or out. Push the ground away. Good. Take that top leg up if it's in you. Drop that back foot down. Come into wild thing here.
Open your heart.
Plant your palms and float through your vinyasa or straight to downward facing dog. Take a couple of cleansing breaths here. Great. Left foot up to the sky. Left knee to nose. Left foot, left thumb. Inhale up to crescent lunge. Arms overhead. Good. Set this up strong. Actively pulling this left hip into the hip socket while you push this right hip forward. Keep a bend in the knee if you need to protect your lower back. Good, now right arm reaches forward, left arm back, and twist to the side here. Inhale back up. Sink a little bit deeper. Clasp your hands behind you the funny way. Open up your heart to the sky. Shoot yourself forward into that bound warrior three. Keeping that back extended leg as strong as possible is going to help with your balance. Breathe here. I know this is strong. Engage through that core. Release your grip. Come down to standing splits. Drop that right foot back down to the mat and you're in your warrior two legs. Bring that left forearm onto that left thigh. Come into the full variation of extended side angle if you have it. Take the bind if it's there for you. Full bind if it's in your practice. Wherever you're at today, honor your body. Think about energetically pulling your thighs together and feel your legs switch on. Good. Plant that right palm and come into side plank here. I'll show you what that variation looks like. Your right knee's down, your left leg's here, you're pushing the mat away. Just gives you a little more stability. Then you can also take that top leg up. Or come into the full variation here. Lift that leg up, if it's there. Drop that tippy toes behind you. And come into wild thing. Part back bend, part heart opening. And all good. Flow through your chaturanga, straight back to downward facing dog. Or child's pose, wherever you're at. Good. Everyone's going to meet in a downward facing dog. Looking forward, step jumper, hop to the top of your mat. Halfway lift here, inhale, forward fold, exhale. Now I want you to articulate through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Come up to standing. Now, we're gonna take a yogi squat, malasana. This really depends on the strength and flexibility you have through your groin, through your hip, and a little bit through your hamstring. If you have a block available, this makes malasana much more approachable. Meet me here, guys. Take your right hand down towards the mat and your left arm is lifting up. Good, get a nice twist here. If you are sitting on a block, make sure you're making this active by squeezing your thighs together. Switch sides. So push your thighs like you're trying to join them together, but actively still maintaining that posture. Articulate through the pelvic floor. This is how you're going to get into this posture eventually. And just do that a couple more times. Now, you can stay here or you can come into crow pose. Arm balances aren't for everybody. If you want to give it a try, you can come with me. You can either come from Malasana, which is kind of a good way to get into it, depending on how you're feeling. I like to come from standing. Plant your palms down. Bring your knees so that they're going to come about right where your triceps are. Chaturanga your arms, and you're going to lift one foot off and then the other. Push the floor away. Look forward, not down. Good. Come out of that whichever way you'd like. If you want to jump back, take a vinyasa. Wherever you are, meet us at the top of the mat. We're going to come into gorilla pose. Your feet are wide. Take your toes so they're hitting the wrist creases, and just give yourself a little wrist massage here. Relax through your head. Breathe. For those of you who want to try that one more time, you can. Otherwise, you can just sit in Malasana, however you feel today. If you want to give it a go, give it a go. Plant down through your palms. Chaturanga your arms. Maybe even just practice with one foot off. Good. Everyone meet in Malasana. Remove that block if it's there. You can come up on your tippy toes if you need to. I want you to squeeze your inner thighs together and lift yourself up. Good. Bring your feet together at the front of the mat. Good. Inhale here. Exhale. I want you to take your right foot and bring it either a kickstand on your shin or up to your thigh. We're coming into tree pose. Think about making your hips square to the front. Bind your hands behind you, open your chest forward. Good. And stay here. I want you to drop that right foot down. Release your hands. Now pop the top of that right foot in that right hand. You're coming into dancer's pose. So kick into the palm of your hand. You're trying to square your hips towards the mat, down towards the mat, and this front hand is extended in front of you. If you fall out of it, just get back in.
roll out through your ankles and your legs. Take tree pose on the other side. Bring this left foot into your left thigh. Open your heart up. You're going to be very different on one side than the other. It's just the way our bodies are made. Think about making sure those hips are trying to face forward. It's a lot harder than you think. Ooh, toppling tree. Drop that left foot down. Bring that left foot into that left palm. Push your top of your foot into your palm and come into your dancer's pose. Release that when you're ready. Good. Bring your feet to touch. Close down your eyes at the top of the mat. And just send some breath into your body. Good. Toes together, feet apart. Our last chair pose. Sink deep here. Make it your best one. Hands to heart center. Lower your bum all the way to the ground. And meet me in Navasana, boat pose. Now, there's a lot of variations for Navasana. You want to just make sure that your back isn't arched or curled, So whatever you need to make sure your spine is nice and strong and straight. You can be here, arms out, behind your knees, up, or the full variation where your legs are straight. I'm not at the full variation yet, so this is where I hang out. Good. Breathe here. Now lower down. Exhale. Inhale up. You can try if you want. Exhale. Inhale. I got my turkey belly going on. Exhale. Inhale. 3 more. If this hurts your back, don't go all the way down. Just hold it. 2 more. I'm pretty sure I said 3 more, like 3 more ago. Last one. And hold it at the bottom. If you have the strength, reach your arms overhead. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Okay. Windshield wiper your legs, right and left. Good. Get a nice back stretch there. All right. Now we're coming into bridge pose. I want you to take a block if you are feeling a little pooped and pop it underneath your sacrum here. And you could take a modified supported bridge. You have 3 settings on your block, so you can go crazy without going crazy. But if you're coming with me, I want you to think about actively pushing through all 4 corners of your feet and lifting up. Now this is going to seem counterintuitive if you've been like a gym person, but I want you to release your glute muscles and try to focus on pushing from the ground with your feet and activating through your thighs. Good. Now this is a back bend, so if you need a little more extension, Clasp your hands underneath your back. Good. Open your chest up. Breathe here. Pushing down. Extending through your back. Good. Now roll down one vertebra at a time. Windshield wiper those legs. If you want to come into wheel pose, I'll show you how to get there. Same way. We're pushing through our feet, but we're going to take our hands, palms down by our ears, and we're going to come up on the crown of our head. Now, we don't actually have any weight on the crown of our head. If this is enough for you, stay here. This is your transition into wheel pose. If you're ready, push yourself up into the full variation. Think about pushing your chest forward, getting an extension through your chest and your back. Tuck your chin to your chest and roll down. Roll out your wrists if you need. You have one more back bend. You can take wheel, you can take supported bridge, wherever you're at. 5 of your own breaths. Good. Release that. Windshield wiper your legs back and forth. Rock and roll yourself up. You can push yourself through a vinyasa if you want, whatever you're feeling there. Meet me back in downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Take that right foot to that pinky. We're coming into lizard lunge. Drop that left knee down. Open out onto that outer edge blade of that right foot. Good. Get a nice stretch here. If you have it in you, you can grab that back foot, open your chest out, and you're getting a quadricep stretch and an outer hip stretch here. Should feel really good. If you don't have it in you to grab that back foot, just stay where you're at. Drop that back foot. Shimmy that foot over. Coming into reclined pigeon. Good. If your bum is really high off the mat, pop a block or a towel underneath it, or come to the recline version. Good. Chest up, and slowly, with intention, start to fold yourself over your leg. Drop your head down and relax. Allow your mind to clear. Focus on your breath. push yourself up. Back to downward facing dog. Maybe walk out your feet. Notice any difference. Left leg up to the sky. Left foot, left thumb. Come to that lizard lunge. Out on that left blade. Open out through the hips. Grab for that back foot if it's there for you. Breathe. Now wiggle that foot over. Drop that back foot if you were holding it. Set yourself up here, big strong pigeon pose. And take yourself down to sleeping pigeon. Wherever your variation is, just honor yourself where you're at today. It might not be where you were at yesterday, and it's probably not going to be where you're at tomorrow. But just accept yourself for where you are in this moment. When you're ready, push yourself out of your sleeping pigeon and back to your downward facing dog. This is your last downward facing dog of the practice. Take a moment here. Give yourself a little bit of love. Drop to your knees. Now I'm inviting you to take an inversion. If headstand is in your practice, please feel free to do that. I'm not going to cue it. I'm feeling a little extra toasted. So I'm going to take a modified supported inversion, Viparita Karani. Just gonna pop my hips onto a block. You can also pop them on a pillow or a blanket. And I'm just lifting my feet up. Inversions are calming for the parasympathetic nervous system, your fight or flight. And I just like to allow my legs to float weightless. You have a lot of responsibility, these legs. Give them a little bit of gratitude, a little bit of relaxation. You can take shoulder stand if it's there for you as well. Breathe here. Over the next few breaths, come out of your inversion and take a counter pose of either a happy baby or fish pose. If you're in supported waterfall, remove that block. Grab the soles of your feet and come into your happy baby pose. Get a little bit of spinal rock in here. Now release one foot and then the other. And if you're ready, you can meet me in your final pose, Shavasana. If you'd like to take another movement, Please be my guest. And when you're ready to join me, take up as much space as you can possibly imagine on the mat. Allow your eyes to close down, your breath to soften, and your body to fully relax. Start to bring some awareness back into your feet. Wiggle your toes. Move your fingers. Blink open your eyes. Roll to either the right or the left side. Gently. Coming to push yourself up into a seated position when you're ready. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.